taking a look at the technology of the future on display at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. And of course, everybody wants to know, how will AI play a factor? And what are some of its biggest developments? Take a look.
From toothbrushes to tell you when you missed a spot, to grills that measure the thickness of your meat to hit the perfect temperature faster. The name of the game at this year's Consumer Electronics Show is AI.
If you think about all the products you own that call themselves smart, smartphones, smart watches, smart TVs, and then really think about it, they're not really smart yet. They're connected, they're adapted, they're personalizable. But to really be smart and anticipate your needs, that's where they're going to need AI.
With AI at the top of everyone's mind, the question is, how soon before smart devices become smarter than us?
It'll take a few years for all these tech products to get AI and get smart. Doesn't happen overnight or at one CES. But when it does happen, you're going to find that these products are so much easier to use and deliver so much more.
The Las Vegas event is the largest consumer tech conference of the year. The show will feature more than 4,000 exhibitors and 1,200 startups from all over the world.
It has been a pretty reliable weather vane of what's going to be important in consumer technology in the year ahead.
Beyond AI, CNET editor-at-large Brian Cooley says the big trend this year is personalization.
So that services start to make themselves work, as opposed to us always having to push and click and search and like and create our own preferences. It's time for technology to sense our preferences.
And for much more insight on all the latest developments in technology, we are joined by the CEO of Rebrand Cities, Haj Flemings. We're so glad to have you here with us. Explain to folks what the Consumer Electronics Show is and who usually ends up going in terms of exhibitors and then also folks who are there to check everything out.
All right. So it's the world's largest consumer technology and electronics show. It happens in Las Vegas every January. There's over 130,000 people that come out. Just to give you visual context, it takes up about 45 football fields, right?
Wow.
And so you have the largest technology companies there presenting their latest technology. And so it's a playground for a nerd like me, for people who are tech enthusiasts.
Did you go this time, this Consumer Electronics Show?
I did go this time. I'm out in Italy this time,
okay.
but
he threw that in there.
Yeah, I love a little humble brag. Oh, I was in Italy.
Slight flex.
Yeah.
I tried to get there.
I got you. Well, speaking of this one then, like, what's the takeaway? What were the biggest technologies at the CES?
So the variety of different things. So let's look a little bit at AI. So if we go to the kitchen, if you look at Samsung, they had a bespoke 4-door flex, like refrigerator. They had AI vision.
Okay.
And so it is able to recognize 33 different fresh foods. So say, for instance, if you put an apple in there and you put peppers in there, it can let you, it allows you to do food management, to say I have 5 apples, I have 10 peppers. You can then go and search for recipes to utilize those.
Incredible.
And then you can manage.
You knew I was going to light up as soon as he said that.
Well, I think all the AI stuff is so intriguing. I mean, it's crazy to think what AI has done to a refrigerator.
Yes.
I mean, what else was there other than the fridge? There's got to be something else.
There was a lot of really cool stuff there. So the big three wasn't there, but there, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of the automotive sector, we can look at something like a Kia. Kia had a PV5, which is a modular vehicle.
Okay.
It's slated to come out in 2025, costs about $35,000. But what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to create a variety of different vehicle experiences. So it's built on a minivan platform.
We're looking at it now, in fact.
And so you could configure a wheelchair accessible version. They're working on an actual version that will be an actual pickup. There's going to be a partnership with Uber, so there will be a robo-taxi component of it. So very interesting, very new. It's almost like adults playing with Legos, putting together an actual vehicle.
Yeah. It kind of looks like that. I mean, that picture is something to see, isn't it?
Is there any guess on price for something like this yet, or is it too early?
They're saying $35,000, but what I found to start.
Okay.
But what I found is that even though they slate a price, material cost goes up and things like that. So I would be surprised if it came in at that exact price.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So from Kia to Apple, the next big piece of tech that we have been talking about and everybody's been buzzing about is the Apple Vision Pro. What is that all about, and where do things stand with that?
So the Apple Vision Pro is very unique. So pre-orders start January 19th. and then they'll actually be available February the 2nd. It is their AR, VR headset, but that headset to me is not for everybody. That headset is going to cost $3,500. If you look at a competitor product is $250 to $1,000, and basically it is a immersive headset, AR headset that allows you to be able to interact in a physical world. So you won't need a computer. You could watch movies and interface with apps, and it's able to track your eyes and hand movements without the actual controller. So it's going to be an amazing piece of technology. And I'll close with this part. They're not saying metaverse. They're talking about spatial computing. So they're trying to create a lane that Apple owns.
This was at their keynote, right? A few months ago. That's when they introduced this.
And so Apple wasn't even at CES, but they'll have their own event coming up, and they will be releasing this. But this is going to be super interesting.
I mean, that's something that I'm sure you would. I would use that. Is that something you're interested in too?
I would love it.
Because you say it's not for everybody. So who are they kind of gearing this towards? I mean, who do you think would be in the market for this?
So I think people who are early adopters of technology, and when I say it's not for everybody, I'm talking about price point wise, because $3,500.
Yeah.
Oh, that excludes a lot of folks.
That does. So if I had y'all's money, I'd burn mine, and I would just go ahead.
Yeah.
And I would
I'm out.
It's the other way around.
Yeah, okay,
it's
Mr.
the other way
Analyst.
around.
Go use it, right?
If it's $35, sign me up.
We heard there was a see-through TV.
Yes. So there's a so TVs are always a really big segment. So LG has an OLED TV that aesthetic-wise is amazing.
It is. Look at that.
There's no cost on it yet, but it allows you to have a variety of experiences. So it has a contrast screen that comes up, and with the contrast screen, it allows you to be able to have a standard TV experience. When the contrast screen is down, just like what we're seeing here, it creates more of a 3D experience. So a beautiful piece of technology.
It's gorgeous.
It looks amazing. We don't know what the price is yet, though.
No, of course we don't.
Aesthetically pleasing too, because
does.
usually, we went from box TVs to which were ugly in the living room to now we have these flat screens. You hang them on your wall, and now you'll have this see-through TV that can pretty much fit whatever aesthetic you're going for in your room.
Kind of a glimpse into the future.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Haj. We appreciate it.